Hi, everybody. Hey, I hope you're having a great day today. Hope you're surviving the lock in and the families are all doing well and everybody's getting along well together. But the reality is, I know there's a lot of people that aren't doing real well. I know there's a lot of people that are really struggling through this that just don't know what the next day is going to bring. There's people that have lost loved ones. There's people that have got loved ones that are sick or they're locked in, shut in with the virus, not sure what's going to happen. And I just really want to be an encouragement today and let you know that things are better than they look a lot of the times, and let you know that God's got this. This is not a surprise to God, and He's got a plan. And I believe if you look for it, you're going to find a lot of unique things that come out of this. I think there's going to be a lot of great things that happen. I think industry is going to change. I think life as we know it's going to change. I think there's going to be opportunities that are going to happen for people that you never believed would. In one sense, there's with all the things that's happening with small business, and on one hand, there's small businesses that aren't able to open, but on the other hand, they're getting some amazing grants and financing that's going to help a lot of people. So some people are going to come through this good, and some people not so good. But the thing we all have to remember is that God's got this. And so in these kind of times, what I've always done, I've been through good times and bad through my life. And the one thing you really learn along the way is that whatever you fear, most of the time it never happens. Things are never usually as bad as you fear they're going to be. And so you just really have got to have faith that they're not going to be bad, that things are going to be good, and believe the best and keep working towards the best. Keep looking for opportunities. Keep surrounding yourself with people that are uplifting and not tearing you down. And that's going to help you a lot get through this. And so, really want to encourage you in this time to be seeking wisdom. Wise people always seek wisdom. And the greatest place to seek wisdom, obviously, is the Bible. And King Solomon was the richest and the wisest man that ever lived and ever would live. And King Solomon was responsible for three books in the Old Bible: Psalms, Proverbs, and Ecclesiastics. But I just really want to focus in on Proverbs a little bit. Because Proverbs is known as the wisdom book, right? And there's a lot of people out there that will read. There's 31 chapters in Proverbs, and a lot of people, and I've done it myself for several years, will read a book of Proverbs, a corresponding book to every day of the week. So as an example, today is the third, and so you would read Proverbs 3. And the Proverbs is so deep. There's so much information in there. It's just amazing. The wisdom is amazing. But, just to shed some light a little bit on King Solomon himself, King Solomon asked, God told Solomon, ask whatever you want and I'll give it to you. And he took over ruling. He was a young boy at the time. And so he asked God for wisdom to rule his people. And God was so impressed with that he said, not only am I going to give you wisdom, but I'm going to give you more wisdom than any man has ever had or any man ever will. And because you didn't ask for riches, I'm going to give you riches along with it, and also made him the richest man that has ever lived. And so people would come from around the world to get answers from Solomon. I mean, it was so well known that he was the wisest man that people would bring amazing riches to him to have him shed some light on their problems and give them wisdom. And so the fact that he wrote Proverbs is amazing. I mean, these are the sayings. Proverbs are the sayings and the things that he wanted to pass on to people and give you insight of wisdom. And so a lot of people every day will read Proverbs, a chapter of Proverbs every day. And so today I'm going to read Proverbs with you. Today's the third, and then tomorrow I'm going to read the fourth, and each day I'm going to come back and spend just a few minutes reading the proverb of the day that corresponds to the day throughout the end of this month. And then we'll talk a little bit about that proverb and a little bit about maybe what it means. And I'll give you a little bit of insight. I don't want to take long. Let me open this up right now. I had to open up my phone turned off. All right, here we go. Proverbs 3. Now I'm going to read this from the New Living Translation because it reads better. And also just kind of want to give you an insight here, guys. So I'm not a pastor, right? I'm not a theologian. I'm not the guy that's got all the answers. What I am is a businessman that believes in advancing God's kingdom. I believe in seeking God, doing what he says, being a business person, doing the best business that you can do, and using your money to advance God's kingdom and doing what God told us to do with our money. And so that all begins with seeking wisdom. You got to know where that begins. And this is it. So here we go. I'm going to take about 3 minutes and read through Proverbs 3, and then we'll discuss it just real briefly. My son, do not forget my teaching, but keep your commands in your heart, for they will prolong your life many years and bring you peace and prosperity. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablets of your heart. Then you will have favor and a good name in the sight of God and man. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones. Honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops. Then your barns will be filled to overflowing, and your vats will brim over with new wine. My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline, and do not resent his rebuke, because the Lord disciplines those he loves, as a father the son he delights in. Blessed are those who find wisdom, those who gain understanding, for she is more profitable than silver and yields better returns than gold. She is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with her. Long life is in her right hand, and her left hand are riches and honor. Her ways are pleasant ways, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to those who take hold of her. Those who hold her fast will be blessed. By wisdom the Lord laid the earth's foundation. By understanding he set the heavens in place. And by his knowledge the watery depths were divided, and the clouds let drop the dew. My son, do not let wisdom and understanding out of your sight. Preserve sound judgment and discretion. They will be life for you, an ornament to grace your neck. Then you will go on your way in safety, and your foot will not stumble. When you lie down, you will not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet. Have no fear of sudden disaster or the ruin that overtakes the wicked. For the Lord will be at your side and will keep your foot from being snared. Do not withhold good from those whom it is due when it is in your power to act. Do not say to your neighbor, come back tomorrow and I'll give it to you, when you already have it with you. And do not plot harm against your neighbor who lives trustfully near you. Do not accuse anyone for no reason when they have done no harm to you. Do not envy the violent or choose any of their ways. For the Lord detests the perverse, but takes the upright into his confidence. The Lord's curse is on the house of the wicked, but he blesses the home of the righteous. He mocks proud mockers, but shows favor to the humble and oppressed. The wise inherit honor, but fools get only shame. Man, there's so much in that. I could just go in this for days and and go deep on this. But one thing I really wanted to hone in on: have no fear of sudden disaster or the ruin that overtakes the wicked. For the Lord will be at your side and will keep your foot from being snared. So we're clearly in sudden disaster. We're clearly in a position that our country in over 200 years has never quite seen anything like this before, of this magnitude. And people are more afraid than they ever have been. And so it's just amazing to go from this incredible economy to where we're at just in a couple of months. But the thing is that, again, everybody's got their own path. Everybody's trying to figure out what works for them. And the deal that's going to work for somebody else or work for your neighbor to come through this may not be what's going to happen for you. And so when you seek God with all your heart, and what we just read, lean not to your own understanding, okay, but seek God and let God show you the answers and what's going to happen. You know, there's so much in this, the things that, wisdom. here's the amazing thing. Here's what he's saying. And again, he's already the wisest guy in the world, right? And so the wisest guy in the world is saying, get wisdom. He's not saying, here's what you got to do to go conquer the world. He's saying, wisdom is the principal thing. Get wisdom. And once you get wisdom, then all these other things come. Then the riches, then the peaceful sleep. So that's the deal. We want to seek wisdom. And so I hope you see the value in that I see in that. And because of that, I'm going to be back here tomorrow about 2 o'clock. And I'm, again, just want to spend 10, 12 minutes. We're going to go through Proverbs 4. And I might go a little deeper into Solomon, a little bit more in the history of Solomon. But I hope you find this interesting. I hope this is something that helps you. And I'm believing the best for you and in you. I believe great things are going to happen. I believe God's going to show up in your life in a huge way and show himself strong. Your job is to seek him. Have a great day. God bless.